Hi, everyone. I'm Angela, Energy Intuit, coming to you today to talk about Egregores Part 3. Don't you hate it when you're really sensitive and you go into a space where it will be filled with egregores and thought forms and you kind of forget to protect before you go in? That's what I'm going to talk about today. Welcome here to this channel. I am Angela. I've been doing psychic development coaching, reading as a psychic medium, living my life as a trance channel and a consciousness mentor for the last 15 years. And I'm proud to say that I've trained thousands of people in my conscious psychic program and many, many other workshops and events. We're all psychic. We are all connected to these unseen realms. There is more going on in the unseen realms than you could ever imagine. And those of you that are sensitive know this. So today I'm going to talk a little bit more about egregores. It's been a popular topic lately. So egregores, by definition, are synonymous with thought forms. Okay. Thought forms, as it's trained in psychic development spaces, are spaces where a lot of people go and have common thoughts, right? So, some positive ways to think about this could be around team enthusiasm. If you go to a stadium and there are lots of vibes there for the home team, and you go in there and you just feel uplifted and you feel like it's easier to cheer for the team, even if you're maybe not a sporting person when you're there. You're feeling into some of the thought forms that have been left there by the prior fans in the space of jubilance, of joy, this sort of common thought, this common goal. It ends up sort of leaving energy there that also is unfortunately inappropriately called thought forms. It's why I prefer the term egregores, because it's more than just thoughts, it's often the emotion. Okay. So, one of the ways to sort of propel and move psychic energy, this is a simplistic explanation, faster is by adding emotion. So, again, with the stadium example, if you're there, for your favorite team and they have been doing really well, there's a lot of positivity, there's a lot of emotional investment in that, and that is part of what helps form the egregores, also known as thought forms, which also are comprised of emotions, which is why I think thought forms is not a great name for them. So imagine places where egregores build, right? Think of any place where people might go, that a lot of people go to. There's a high volume of people. Most spaces are not really oriented towards space clearing, energetic space clearing. So you can have this happen in lots of places. You could have it happen in beauty salons. It's a very dated term, but it's a term that's coming out of my mouth right now, where you end up sitting in a chair where many people have sat. You might find that you're sitting there and you're looking in the mirror and you're wondering why you feel like your view looks distorted, right? You're wondering why you're sort of thinking about yourself more negatively than you usually do. You're likely unaware that there are egregores and thought forms that are sitting in that space in the salon of other people that have sat there before you that have not been happy about how they look. And that's sort of what gets left and deposited in the space, and you come in and you feel into it. The challenge is that we then assume that there are feelings, right? That's one of the downsides of only being trained in what goes on in this 3D dimension. So, with psychic development, you get to learn about all of the many possibilities and the many things on the many dimensions that you could be picking up and sensing in these cases of egregores. My personal example, where I did not remember to shield before I went in, was a few weeks ago, and it's another example from the medical world in the United States here where I live on the East Coast. And it was a particularly stressful day that I woke up. I woke up having a really, really wild and prophetic dream, and a dream on a lot of levels. The family member that was in the dream, I woke up to receiving a text that they were in the hospital. So I woke up very stressed, and I was headed towards a new physician's appointment that day. I'm fine. I've been walking the 3D health journey this year. And so it's provided me a lot of fodder for content and videos around things like egregores, because it's no joke living in a more 5D way and stepping into these 3D systems and paradigms. So I neglected to shield myself, knowing that that was the best thing for me to do as someone who's a very strong empath on a lot of levels. My human design has like three wide open gates where I feel a lot from a lot of people. So I'm one of those empaths that picks up on a lot. And I proceeded with the day and the appointment. And it wasn't until I was sort of in the office and had been there for a little while. And then I witnessed myself becoming really anxious in the ways that I was behaving. And it was really uncomfortable. And I got through the appointment and I got out. And it took me only a block or two to kind of shake it off and recognize that I had again stepped into massive amounts of egregores, right? So people that go into medical offices could be getting bad news, could be getting heavy news about a diagnosis, a disease state, something they're facing. They could be feeling, horrible about themselves if they're there and they know that they need to kind of make some changes if they want to get better, et cetera, et cetera, et cetera. And so they're very, very real. And as I've said, most of the 3D is not really proactive and they're not really doing space clearing to clear all of these things out. So what I'm here to tell you today is one of the best ways to deal with this if you find yourself swimming in egregores or thought forms is sort of two parts is what I'm going to say. Three parts I'm going to give you today. You want to ground. You want to make sure that you're feeling your feet on the ground and coming into your body in ways where you don't feel like you're out here floating in the ethers and trying to pick apart the thoughts and emotions, the egregores that you're feeling. So you want to ground into your body and try to sort of turn the volume down on your thoughts and your emotions for a few moments while you ground. And then you want to really feel into yourself internally, down deep into your soul. Even if you don't know what that is or where you're going, tune into your core, tune into your soul. You can simply intend, I'm tuning into my soul, and imagine that that is golden light within you. Perhaps you see it or sense it or know it as a flame, and picture that growing and pushing outward from your whole body, almost filling up the outline of your whole body and pushing out beyond your body. That's one of the fastest ways to reverse when we're experiencing egregores because it gets you grounded into your body. And then you start to push your energy, your soul's energy out. It's a way of bringing your thoughts and your emotions more to the front. It's a way of turning up the volume on your thoughts and emotions without thinking about it by expanding your inner light, your inner golden flame outward. It's going to start to drown out the noise of the egregores that you've just walked through and that they're still kind of hanging around in your fields, kind of like the Christmas ornament that you forgot to take off the tree when you're tossing the tree and you're like, oh, it's on the curb, and you see that you forgot to remove some, right? That's what egregores can do. They can hang out in our fields and continue to fuel things like unnecessary insecurities and fears that are just not helpful. They're only going to hold us back. And so the third step of that, what you want to do is after you've pushed out that flame of you, your soul's flame, your soul's light, out into your fields in a way that sort of pushes out, drowns out. It's a way of turning up the volume on your you-ness and your thoughts and emotions. So you can kind of come back into yourself and understand, okay, that wasn't me. I just stepped through some egregores. And then from there, you can picture shielding yourself in whatever your preferred way. I say white light. I encourage the concept of a psychic condom, right? Like picturing that a full body condom is going over your head, going all the way down over your feet and sealing to the ground. You can also use that if here's a bonus tip, if you're in the company of someone who has a lot of energy and you are susceptible to sort of being drowned out sometimes by their energy. You can picture putting one of those psychic condoms over their head in a way that's helpful for both of you to more contain your energetic fields versus allowing them to bleed into each other's, where differentiation might become difficult. So this is just one of the many ways to deal with egregores, thought forms with the emotional component added. Protect yourselves, push out that golden flame of light of yourself, and then shield yourself quickly. You can do this, humans. I am running a class that you might be interested in called Numinous Humans. It starts Monday night, September 14th. It's 5 Monday nights in a row. It happens on Zoom, so you can do it from anywhere in the world if the timing works out for you. Go to my website, energyintuit.com, the events and workshop pages. It's a small group psychic development mystery school, psychic development and consciousness mystery school. I love to teach psychic development. It's what I've been doing for the last 15 years. And I would love to have you come into this small group class where you're going to get a lot of attention for how you experience your psychic skills, with you coming into the class and allowing me to help you open them up as we meet together over 5 Monday nights from September 14th through, I think it ends October 7th. So I hope to see you there. Register before it sells out. There are only 15 seats available, and a few of those are taken already. So get yourself registered for that class if you would like to develop. And thanks for listening. Take care and ground and shield yourself against those egregores. Bye.